will people play Gears of War Reloaded long enough before Gears of War E-Day releases? So let me ask that again. Is Gears of War Reloaded going to die before E-Day releases? Okay, so here's my answer to that. If the coalition, it comes down to the coalition in a pretty major way. I also think it comes down to us as the community to an extent as well. But it starts with the coalition, and here's why. If the coalition doesn't want to see Gears of War Reloaded die very quickly, it's going to be very important that any bugs, glitches, any game mechanics that need to be changed, hitboxes need to be, updated, or, there's certain things that just aren't doing very well, like what we saw with the Gears of War Reloaded beta, matchmaking issues. If you don't update those things in a relatively consistent basis, then yes, Gears of War Reloaded will die before E-Day even launches. I think the idea, though, is that the coalition wants to make sure that E-Day can get us, or I should say Reloaded can get us to E-Day. So I think that they will do the right thing by updating the game when it needs to be. They just can't be super delayed on these things. If there's a matchmaking issue, you got to jump on it, dude. The coalition they're going to have a significant responsibility to make sure that there's consistent updates happening, that maybe they're adding new content along the course of, the roadmap of Gears of War Reloaded. That'll be very important. But I think that the reason why I think it's obtainable that Gears of War Reloaded won't die before E-Day comes out is because it just has to last 1 year. You see what I'm saying? If you think about it, Extra Father says, hello, what's up, bro? Imagine all you have to do is survive 1 year. Maybe a little bit over a year, right? Because I believe that Gears of War E-Day is going to release October of 2026. So a little bit over a year is what Reloaded has to survive to get there. To me, I'm bro, I don't think that that's unobtainable. I believe that if the coalition listens to the community, we as the community, content creators, we've got to do our part with creating a ton of content around this game. We got to keep the fire burning until E-Day comes out. And I think it will, because, when you think about a lot of the PlayStation players who have never played Gears before, if they buy into the Gears fam and the culture and everything else, they're going to easily be able to play Reloaded up until E-Day. As long as things are getting updated, as long as maybe there's a roadmap of new content that's being added to Reloaded, there's a game plan. It's not like the coalition just releases Reloaded and here you go, guys. Okay, we're going back to the lab and we're just going to focus on E-Day. And then they just leave us alone and we're just left hanging almost, where it's things aren't getting fixed in a timely manner. I don't believe that's what's going to happen here. I'm just saying that's not what needs to happen. What needs to happen is you've got to have a solid team from the coalition that is just focused on Reloaded for a period of time. And then the rest of the coalition can be working on E-Day. So you got to split the team up a little bit, where part of the team is just focused on making sure that everything's running smoothly with Reloaded. Once things are in a stable place, adding new content consistently, new unlockable items, skins. They're not going to probably add any DLC. They're not going to add, horde mode, more than likely. They're not going to add a lot of that stuff because they're doing all that stuff within E-Day, right? So I think that they got to focus here on listening to the community feedback. We as the community have to do our part, specifically content creators, with streaming the game consistently, creating content consistently, If Gears Esports comes back, guys, and I don't know if it'll come back with Reloaded, I'm hoping. Esports Rivals is like, this is an organization, I guess, that's starting to like kind of build some hype around Gears of War Reloaded. So it looks like tournaments will be coming back here, which I'm excited about. And it looks like the first ones coming are gonna be free tournaments, which is, I mean, dude, that's awesome.